Hi everyone, I'm Kelly Keough and welcome to The Blonde Snow White.
And I'm Jed Anchorman, and I'm the producer of The Blonde Snow White.
And he's back.
And I'm back.
And I'm going to read Jet's palm, and I'm going to focus on his heart line, his headline, his lifeline, and his fate line, and maybe a couple little extra things for you to check out your own palm and read your own palm or read someone else's palm. So what I usually do is use a pen, and I'm going to actually take Jet's palm and give him a reading right here on camera. And the first thing I want to show him is that this, and I'm going to write, is his heart line. And his heart line is nice. It's a really nice line, and it reaches all the way almost across his finger to his pointer finger.
Yeah.
You can see that?
So you can see that.
And I'm just going to show also his headline, which dips down here. And we'll show the headline. And then we have his lifeline. There's his lifeline. And then, of course, let's focus on the fate line. So his fate line.
Looks like an M.
Very, yeah, there's the M. And so show him like that.
Yeah.
The fate. All right, so what I notice about Jet is that he's got a palm that doesn't need reading. That is what surprises me the most, because this guy has pretty much life all together. It feels like that you have had a great childhood.
Definitely.
With no trauma. I mean, you look at my palm, I've looked at hundreds and hundreds of palms, and I usually see a lot of trauma. Jet, it's like, that's why I said he has had no trauma, an awesome childhood. His headline is clear and straight across, and it actually, let's show the audience, dips down, no, like this. It dips down, show me, and that means that he's a clear thinker, and he also can use his subconscious for his imagination and his creativity, and it's quite long and goes into this area where I circled, which is the subconscious area. And then he has his headline and his fate line are very intertwined, and there's no trauma, there's no crossing, there's no feathering, there's no big breaks with circles in the middle, which is what I see a lot with people, but with Jet, nothing. And this means that, you work best with people. You're good with partnership, and you like when people can depend on you and you can depend on people.
That sounds
it's
about
almost
right, yeah.
like, you work best, you're in your best alignment or vibes when you feel part of a group or part of a partnership or part of a family.
Yeah.
And people, and you rely on each other and work in teamwork. And if you notice mine, my headline and my lifeline, and my lifeline are completely separate. That means that I like to be independent. And most people, though, are like Jet. Their lifeline and their headline are very intertwined, especially in the beginning of life. And then your fate line. When there's a strong fate line that starts at the bottom of the palm and works its way up, you are supposed to be really asking, who am I? What am I supposed to do here in this lifetime? What's my purpose? You're driven by fate. Some people don't have a strong fate line, and they can kind of pick and choose as they go through life, but you're here for a very specific reason.
Yeah.
And you can tell that, and you can see it, and I feel like you agree with that. One thing that I noticed about Jet's palm is that I saw, and he has very light lines, where some people might have deep lines. So they're very airy. And the very light lines means he has a lot of thoughts going on. He has a lot in his mental body. He has, and there's a lot of markings here, which means, it could mean kids, but I think it's about you actually because I saw a teacher square here before when I was looking at you. There's a teacher square here, teacher square here. When you have a teacher square and there's squares, the lines that actually create squares,
like right here and there.
that means that you are great with people and you're meant to lead them and teach them and instruct them. And I think that you do well with having a lot of people who are young at heart, a lot of kids around you.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that, yeah, and that's why you do so well with Andre and Sabrina here, who are part of our team at the Blonde Snow White. And I think, and this is this is the girdle of, this girdle right here, this little U shape, is your creativity. And some people have this line and some people don't. And it really signifies being really rooted and driven to be creative. I also want to point out that I read great love lines. Most people read love lines over here, but I read them on the side of the hand, which I can try to see.
This is awkward.
Don't stand over here. And
I'm
going to twist you like that.
All right, I'll throw it that way. Jeez.
Okay, we're not in a circus, not yet. We can do contortion for our next video.
Yeah.
So Jet has a couple of love lines on his hand over here, but I'm going to compare it to now your other palm. So let's say
Need more places to draw.
yeah, I need more places to draw. Now, when I look at Jet's left hand, his dominant, I'm assuming your dominant hand is your right hand.
Yeah.
So on your left hand, and it's almost like your right hand is what you project to the world. And the way I read palms is that your left hand is your feminine side, and it's what your potential is, and it's what you hold inside, or sometimes you don't show to the world, but it's what you're thinking. So reading a left palm always brings surprises to me. And as I look at Jet's left hand, I see that he has a lot of psychic activity going on in his subconscious that was not in his right hand. On the outside, he looks like a normal, everyday kind of guy, but he's not. He's not. He's hiding his intuition and his creativity, because look at all these little lines. This is an area of psychic. These are psychic lines right here.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that you really do use those when you use your creativity for your own YouTube channel. And
I definitely try to.
You channel a lot of creativity of the different voices. You write the scripts, and it's like you're way more creative than you. And I feel like it's more of like an internal thing because you do that project by yourself.
Yeah.
But hopefully you're going to be moving out and using it in other ways.
Yeah, it's small parts of a lot of what makes up who I am.
Yeah, I think it is, but it's funny that it's really clear to me on the left side of your palm, but not your right palm. He has a lot more lines going on his left hand, which means he's got a lot more intuitive thoughts going on in his mind than you would notice. But now that I read his palm, I know what's going on with you a little bit more. And the again, your headline just goes almost, very smart. And the longer the headline, it's just the more aptitude for mental ability. And then when I see the heart line, I see it curve up, which means inside he has a really big heart and he really falls in love easily. And I think he has a lot of secret loves.
Maybe. Who knows?
I see a lot of, his heart line is completely different.
I see so many more wrinkles now that you've drawn them.
Yeah, I know. And then, so I see that you're going to have, or you're prone to definitely having a big heart and falling in love very easily and being and very quickly one after another, which is your the feminine side of this is your left side. This is what's going on inside. It's not what you show though to the world.
I get that. Yeah.
And again, you have a teacher square on this finger. Now I want to show you guys his fingers. He's this particular hand. His ring finger is a lot longer than his pointer finger. And that means his creativity dominates him. Let's see your other hand.
They look about
the same.
Well, this one's much taller than the.
And then on his
finger.
right hand, it's definitely
much taller.
Much taller. So
these ones are almost the same.
Yeah.
Almost.
And the point is that Jet is a creative. So he's the kind of person that is going to be driven by working in groups, collaborating, and using his creative, intellectual, and intuitive skills, as well as his creative skills, to make projects and things happen and make a positive impact on the world in that way. If you look at my fingers, my pointer finger on both sides is much longer than my ring finger.
I see that.
That's
yeah.
why I have creative people around me. The pointer finger longer means leader, and someone who, so I'm definitely born to lead, and so it's interesting. So check out your pointer finger and your ring finger and see if you're more of a creative or more of a leader. And so I hope this reading was helpful.
Yeah, definitely.
And I will see you the next time on the Blonde Snow White.
See you next time.